Yo guys, what's up, it's Krypz and welcome to another Destiny 2 fashion video. So today I'll be showing you how you can use the Dragon Shadow in a fashion set. Now this is going to be much like the last video I made on the Stompies, so if you haven't already, please go and check that out. Now I will be covering the base look for the Dragon Shadow as well as the ornament. So yeah, if you do like this type of content, then please consider subscribing and commenting down below the exotic you want to see next. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. So if you don't know, the Dragon Shadow is an exotic chestplate for the Hunter, which drops from world drops, and the exotic perk for this is dodge and reloads all weapons and increases both movement and weapon handling speeds for a brief time. Now this is a great alternative to quick draw on weapons, that's why a lot of people like using this, although one main issue with this exotic is, as you can see here, where the gold is actually non-shaderable. So anyways, here is my set here. This is my personal set, so don't worry, I will show alternative cloaks, as I know a lot of people won't have this cloak, as well as boots. And if you do want to know what I'm using on the helmet, I'm using the Praefectus helm from the Season of Chosen Pass. The arms are using the Neoteric arms from the eververse archive. The boots are the Solstice 2020 boots. Now these are no longer obtainable. And as for the cloak, it's the Efrideet Cloak Ornament from the Year 1 Iron Banner, and this is also no longer acquirable. Now the shader that goes over the whole set is Skele-Ghaul, which is from the Festival of the Lost, which if you don't know is the Halloween event from the game, and is sold in the Praefectus store during that event. So yeah, some of you may be thinking, why did I go with Neoteric? So I'll show you all now why I went with this look here. So as you can see up close, under the actual gold and the armor going over, you can see the actual under armor patterning here, and that's what I wanted to try and recreate on the gear, and I found Neoteric to suit quite nicely from afar with this. As you can see, it just looks like it's part of the actual armor, and this is the same with the Praefectus helm. This sort of stitching sort of looks very similar to the chest plate and the arms. That's why I used them together, is because I think they blend quite well. Now the boots are like the standout point for this. These boots, if you have them, they're the absolute best boots I've found to match with this set. As you can see here, where I've gone with the colour, it flows so naturally together, it almost looks like it's part of the armor. And then as for the cloak, the Efrideet cloak, again I only really use this because I really like the design of this cloak, but also the fact that it just casts a nice shadow over the face and overall looks really nice. For example, you can use the mantle of Efrideet, which will also look really nice, and this comes from this week's Iron Banner. So if you do like this cloak, go ahead and play it. It will go on Tuesday, so I highly recommend grabbing the whole Truage set, as that is one of the nicest sets to use with this, as I'll show you all later. So yeah, anyways, for any of you wanting to create a dark look with this Dragon Shadow, again, you just want to use Skele-Ghaul. If you don't have this, unfortunately you're going to have to go with something like the Golden Trace. I'll show you all now why Golden Trace doesn't work as good. So as you can see here, the gold on the Golden Trace is a lot different and shinier. That's why I wouldn't really recommend it. Now something you could do instead is try and not go with the mixture of black and gold and just try and go for full black. So what you can do is actually go with Abyssinian gold. This isn't too bad, but adds this brownish colour here. Now I'm going to show different arms, as Amethyst and Metro both create this blue colour on these arms. But as you can see, if you go with Empyrean Cartographer, it can sort of match, although you will get a purple glow out of this and you will get some silver. But I will show you later on how Empyrean can match with this set very nicely. And then even if we go to Golden Trace, as you can see here, the gold is way too different like on the arms. So unfortunately for dark sets, Skele-Ghaul is really all I can recommend. But if you are someone who does have the Skele-Ghaul shader and just doesn't have the boots, you can also go with Empyrean Cartographer, although the only issue is the fact that you have to deal with a glow now. Now a way you could counteract this glow is by using the Celestial arms like you can see here, or the Empyrean Cartographer arms, although the issue with the Empyrean Cartographer arms is that there's gold here which doesn't exactly match the chestplate. Now using the Empyrean Cartographer pieces and the Iron Truage head, I decided to make a red version of this as well, so you all can get an idea that you can make a nice red and gold. So what I used for these shaders was Carminica on everything except the chest, and then as for the chest plate I used new Monarchy Regalia. But yeah, I think it looks really nice overall. Obviously you don't have to go with this cloak, I just really like how this cloak flows nicely with the set. Like if you wanted to, you go with the hold fast here, you can even go with the Neoteric, or even again the Empyrean, or you could try and go with the mantle of Efrideet. So yeah, that's just a quick red set I just wanted to show you all, as you can easily make red work with Empyrean as well. So anyways, this is another set I made. Now I will again show another cloak to replace this, but this is something I made for a lighter version of this set and using a lot of pieces which you can still obtain. Again, like I would suggest, I would get the Empyrean or the Celestial set from the eververse, preferably the Empyrean to match with this. On the helmet, I used the Iron Truage helm from this week's Iron Banner. The arms are the Empyrean Cartographer arms from the eververse archive. The boots are also the Empyrean Cartographer boots from the eververse archive, and the cloak is from the Revelry event, which is no longer in the game, but this was sold in the eververse store. Now I will show an alternative to this. And then as for shaders, you want to use Precursive X Chrome on all the gear except the chest plate, and then as for the chest plate, you want to use Calluses Selected. So anyways, the reason why I chose Calluses on the chest instead of Precursor is because, as you can see, Precursor creates a bit of a darker look, which is not what I was going to achieve. But if you don't have that, you could try Raw Brick. Creates dark on the underarm, which looks better than just having, you know, the white on the underarm and the dark over. Now if you do decide to use War Brick on the chest plate, you could also go with Calluses Selected on the boots. Now the reason why I wouldn't use Precursor is, as you can see, it makes it a bit lighter in colour and it doesn't overall suit that well. Now before I move on, I do want to show you all some cloaks. Like I said, that would be a good alternative. So Neoteric Kiyot from the eververse archive looks nice. The Holdfast cloak also doesn't look too bad with this. Lux doesn't look too bad if you don't mind the look of the helmet. Now whilst we're on the topic of light shaders, I do want to say that the Great Hunt set from the Last Wish raid looks really nice with Precursive X Chrome in general, and this is probably one of the best sets to use with the Dragon Shadow. In terms of the arms, I'd say the boots look alright, although they're a bit thick on the top on a female hunter, and the face is really nice, although the only thing I really don't like is the cloak, but you can easily change this out. Now pieces I also like is the Praefectus pieces. This is part of the new set that was introduced on the Trials of Osiris, and this is using the Calluses Selected on the whole set on the normal Leviathan raid. I just thought I'd just show you all this in case any of you have the pieces to try this out. Now before I move on to the ornament for the Dragon Shadow, I do want to show one final set which was suggested by Gregson in the Discord. So yeah, this is a nice alternative armor and shader you can use for the Dragon Shadow. Now one last shade I forgot to show was the Iron Strength shader from the Iron Banner during Black Armory. Now this also works quite nice for this set I've made here, using the Iron Truage on the helmet and cloak, Neoteric on the arms, and then the Solstice 2020 boots. But yeah, this don't look too bad as well. Now I'm not going to spend too long on this ornament as there isn't that much to cover, as I know a lot of people don't actually use this ornament a lot, but here it is in like just no shader at all, and as you can see it uses a few different colours, but whenever you try and shader this Under Armour here just remains this bluish tint colour, which makes it very bad for most sets. Using some pieces I used in the last one, and it looks alright. I just mainly went with the light colours because, as you can see, it only really works with the light colours. It's quite unfortunate that the ornament isn't that good, considering, you know, you'd think that they'd make it fully shaderable. But yeah, I'd highly recommend the normal look over this. But yeah guys, that is pretty much the video. I just wanted to quickly show you all some nice looks that you can do with the Dragon Shadow. Hopefully these little tips helped you out as well with like trying to create your own Dragon Shadow sets and why it's so difficult to make these. So hopefully in the future Bungie will make a fully shaderable version of the Dragon Shadow. But yeah guys, if you did like this video, please drop a like, and then the next video will be based off the most commented exotic. And yeah guys, thank you all so much again for watching and for the amazing support. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.